We are back. We are live. Okay, so I have a confession to make. So if you recall in the last video that I posted, oh my God, I broke all the rules. All right, I admit it. I broke the rules. I have been doing something that has been working, and I happen to just break all the rules with this particular coin, Solve coin. It's literally going to be the last video that I posted before this. This thing jumped up like 600%. I put a bot on it, but I was doing something risky. So there's this guy in the QFL Discord, and like, oh my gosh, he's like 100xing his account, and he's like being risky and all this stuff. So I'm like, that's a great idea. Wrong. I'm doing something completely different than this guy's doing. He is like winning and losing, and I'm only winning with bots, okay? So I put a bot on this and made all this like free coin, right? And it comes down here and then it goes back up. And then right here, it just goes down like 55%. Here, one second. Okay, it goes down here, does a successful trade. And then the bot starts buying like all the way down here. Um, like it buys it all the way down to like, anyways, my 55%, that's like my golden, like that's where like I get my big size. It's at like 149 and there's this wall right here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, please buy it, like buy it, buy it. And like I should have just put the money in there and then boom, got out, broke even, right? So then it comes down again and I'm like nibbling and like buying and trading in between all of this. Um, and I want to say I end up just buying it right there and it goes up and I don't sell. I don't know what I was thinking, like, come on, man, because I just seen this happen. And anyways, yeah, it comes down here, then it comes back up again. Like, dude, this is a full-on story. It's been over a month, and I promise, like, I promised myself like not to do anything crypto related because like 2/3 of my account was in this one trade. Like, that's not what I've ever done ever. Um, I was trying to 100x my account. Anyways, comes back up, comes down, comes back up. I'm not selling. I don't know what I was like doing these like little baby trades, like nibbles and like trading, just so silly. And if you look at this, like, dude, this had gone up like pretty much 60%, and then it just does this. Well, it does this, and I've been following it this entire time, and I've got my other bots doing like these smaller trades, and I'm just like, oh, this is so brutal, like watching like my money just disappear, and then it does before it, just came back up. It does this, which is like for me, I'm like, that's it, like that right there. Even though there's like not a whole lot of volume, I'm like, this is the one that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, like shake everybody out. Like it just crossed 10, and boom, like, and we're on the 4 hour. Let me put it on the 1 hour. Like I just was looking at my phone and I had all my buys up at like 19, 19 something. And it says it has a wick, but then I go on the 1 minute and it doesn't have a wick. Oh, I guess it did. So yeah, I mean, I could have sold and I would have probably like made, like my profit, but I sold it like below break even just because I was like, oh my gosh, I got to just like get out of this. Because I was like over 30 days and I'm used to like making money nonstop with that money, like my account. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited. So while this has like all been happening, I've got a lot of really valuable information to impart. But first off, let's look at some trades. So the market dropped, and oh my God, um, what do we got? XTZ, KuCoin. Let's take a look at this. Can you guys help me out here? Where is the? Oh, I'm not clicking on it. Yo, so check this out. I still have alerts for Kraken, and this coin is like always the first to get an alert. I'm just like, man, I'm gonna trade this with the small amount of money that I have. So let's zoom in on the 1 minute and check this trade out. Oh my gosh. Oh, I wish I had like all my funds for this trade. Dude, what was the deal? Like the exchange like froze. Look at this. Like I put this buy in like way over here. And so like it was supposed to have gotten filled right there. I don't know what happened with the exchanges. But this is something that's really cool. Oh my gosh. So I'm like, okay, this is down, however much, 20%. I'm like, all right, throw some money in. And then this is what I do. I come down here and I'm like, what did I do? No, no, no. I go, let's come back here. I think I go from like up here down to here or something like that. Like I think it's like from up here. I measure down and I'm like, yep, that's 55%. That was literally my logic. And so you got to understand, I'm looking at this, like, why does it keep doing that? I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing like, let's go back to the 1 minute. You got to see what I was looking at. So I'm looking at this right here, and I'm like, ooh, look at these. Let me get rid of this volume really fast. Oh, it's so good to be back. I'm looking at all this, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I want to get in on that. And I put my buy in like right here, like after I saw like two of these wicks, and I'm like, come on, buy, refresh, refresh, refresh. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put my second buy layer like way down here, 55%. Like that, it's not gonna get hit. Every single time that I think that, and I put it way down there, I was gonna put it like way further up, right? And I look away for like 2 seconds, and it just like it like crossed the line, like the arrow's right over here, but really it was like already set before here. And I'm just like looking at this like, what is going on? Like, whoa, that just scared me. And then it's just going back and forth. I'm hitting refresh, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do. The exchange is like frozen. And finally I get an alert, and it's like, oh, you bought. And I'm like, oh, thank God, it actually did buy. And I look at it, and I'm just like, holy crap. Like, I'm used to like, I'm taking like very safe trades, okay? This, in terms of percentages of just like a real quick trade, was probably like, for me, it felt really good. And it made me realize something, which is that just coming away from this, that there really is value in diversification. Not like, I mean, cryptocurrency as like a whole, and just as a market, it's kind of hard to diversify when everything is like correlated to Bitcoin. But like I've got family members and friends, and they're really wanting to get into this. And if you are that person that's like the family member or the friend, I used to be that person too. Like I was that person that just, like people know me as that person that kind of takes on opportunities. And I'm pretty good at the things that I do. Like I'm really good at web design, I'm really good at like music production. And so if you're that person that's like, I want to get into this, then let me just impart something on you really fast. And that is like the same thing that I've been talking about in all the other videos, but I'm going to assume like you haven't watched those videos, you're just watching this one. Like, do you see how just like the price dropped down? Like, this is a gem that I'm about to drop on you right now. So like in the other videos, I talk about like Black Friday, how you like things that are 50% off, right? I mean, it's just Black Friday just happened. And if you look at this, like boom, 55%. I like 55. I don't know why, but like 55 is just a little bit more alluring than 50. So I go for like the 55 number. And I started thinking about it. So like this is the QFL strategy, and the guy, Quickfingers Luc, QFL, Quickfingers Luc, right? Okay. I've seen him in videos look at this price scale, and he just kind of, he does the numbers really fast, and he doesn't really tell you what he's doing. And so I started sitting and thinking about it, and I'm like, man, that would be really great to get good at the math on that. So I did, and I realized something, and I'm about to tell it to you right now. Like, are you ready for this? And you may already know this, but like for me, this was just like the lights went on in my brain. So this is what we're gonna do. So I want you to pay attention to just two numbers, okay? The first number being the first digit, the second number being the second digit. If there's a bunch of zeros, then don't worry about the zeros, okay? Like just go to the first one where it's like a number. So in this case, we've got like 654, right? And then the other one, we've got like, 7, 3, you see what I'm saying? So it's like 61, 45, 38. And here, we're gonna just go to this one now. Okay, check it out. So with this one, look, forget about the decimal. Just go to the first two numbers, 44, 28, 10, 8. You see what I'm doing? So let's do this again. You're going to start to see this pattern. Look at this, 13, 8, 5. And then now as we start to drop down, look, 95, 59, 43, 32. So basically I'm showing you like there's a pattern to all of this. Here's another great example. Look, a bunch of zeros. You're not supposed to see all of this. Oh, I gotta pause this. Whatever. I mean, it's such a small, insignificant amount of money that I've been trading on this since my money's been tied up. But yeah, no. Okay, let's focus on these numbers. So look, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, right? And let's even take it one step further, because like I feel like once you see this, then everything is going to make sense. Because Look at this, 70, 60, 50, 40. You see what's going on here? So like all you have to do is just focus on those two numbers. And it doesn't matter if it's 70 grand. All you need to know is there's 70s, there's 60s, there's 50s, there's 40s, there's, you know what I mean? Or 7, 6, 5s, 4s, and 3s. And again with this, like it's the same game, like 6s, 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, 1s. Like, so when I'm looking at something, all I have to do is just focus on like one game that I'm playing, which is basically, you know, I'm playing one game. I want to look at those numbers, and from those numbers, I will be able to understand how much on sale something is. So I don't need to measure something down anymore. I can just look at the numbers to the right, and in my head, I can do the math because you and I both know that half of 30 is 15, half of 40 is 20, half of 100 is 50. And so in this case, like this was 50, I guess it was up to 60 roughly. So when it's down at 30, you know what I'm saying? Like that's half off. And for me, like I started being unable to trade for over a month and just looking at what the market's doing, like kind of like having my hands tied behind my back, and also like feeling like when your money is tied up like this, it's actually I know this is really weird and philosophical, but like it's really valuable. Like it's kind of a hard way to explain it, but like what like the experience that I had with my money being tied up for me, there was a lot of value in the experience because what was happening was as it was going further down, I started doubting myself and feeling those like feelings of, you know, like irritation and frustration. Like, I can't believe that I did that. And like, you know, people were talking to me and I was like not in a good mood. Um, and so it kind of forced me to, you know, get into a better state of mind about doing all that. And what's cool about that is that in the future, I'm like so curious about like what's going on with this coin right now. I've waited for like I've waited forever, and it's crazy. Like I had all of my funds at like 194, and that would have been like I would have ended up making a lot more. Like even though it's like 15%, it was like 15% of like like a huge chunk of funding. This is just so cool. Like I really like I am so grateful to like let that, you know, that go. Because throughout this entire thing, I wasn't letting go of the trade because I'm like, well man, it's so close. It's just gonna go up like it did. Like it just whoop, it went up. But there's no guarantee that it's gonna go up. And I think that, you know, the way that I'm going to approach this in the future is just that, you know, the rules, like this coin was incredibly forgiving. I just have to say, this coin was super forgiving. And if you look at it, actually, like on the algorithm with the Vinny bot, like here, let me kick this into the 1 hour. Oh my gosh. Uh, yeah. Look, you can see that I would have hit my take profit if I wouldn't have been paying attention. It would have just hit it. But I was on it. Like I have been checking this religiously. But yeah, you can see like it's been closing. Let me get rid of all my crazy colors. Okay. So you can see, look, it comes down, it exits, it comes down, it exits. It doesn't go all the way to the top of the base. It's not supposed to. It comes down, like you're not supposed to go to the top of the base. Like you're supposed to sell well before that and make your free coins. But consistently, as it's going down, it's like totally working and like agreeing with, you know, this algorithm that I've programmed. You can see like my trend line. I'm just like, oh gosh, that was horrible. I was like, man, once it crosses here, if it would have gone to 15, I would have sold at 15. Like the fact that it was 17, I was like 2 points above like where my expectation of selling would have been. And that would have been cool if I would have just gotten a notification it had sold. That would have been awesome. But no, seriously, like these numbers, the scales, that's my new jam. Because another coin, let's take a look at I I go to this coin because it's, oh my gosh, that's crazy. You could have gotten Doge for 12 cents. So let's start here. Like, that's insane. Gosh, that's insane. Dude, I'm so pumped. Like, I can't wait to take my portfolio and just start to like destroy this market. Um, like I have just come away with like a newfound appreciation for the scales thing. It's so important, so important. Like two things are really important. Looking at the scale, right? Like with Doge, it used to be like 8 cents, and and then it went up to like 60 cents, and then it went down to like 30 cents, and then it went up to 50, and then it went up to like 20, and then it went up to 30 again. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so I've got like a good grasp of like how I feel about, from 0 to 100. I have a relationship with those numbers because I've traded Doge. But then as I'm looking at the SHIB coin, however you pronounce it, the same thing applies. I start looking at the side and I'm like, oh, hey, you know what? This is a lot like Doge. If you just look at you can't see my finger, but I'm pointing at this 56. I'm like, well, if you just look at the 0.00055, oh, well, that's just like Doge at 55 cents. And so, like, I guess I'm not finishing the idea, but basically, you can buy like $100 worth of this coin, and you'll get way more coin. But what's important is that you're buying $100 at that scale price. Same with Doge. You're buying $100 worth of Doge. Yeah, you're getting less coins, but the percentages are going to be reflected in these two numbers of like 0 to 100. It really just comes down to these numbers right here. Like, so you can kind of see what I'm saying. Like, even though this is 13 cents and this is like fractions upon fractions of a penny, they still trade the same and they still interact the same. Like, that's what's crazy about this stuff. Is like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh wow, this is at 36. Doge is at 17. And so like now I'm able to compare two completely different cryptocurrencies in terms of like how many coins that you get. That doesn't matter. It really is like so revolutionary. I mean, dude, I have to give a shout out to like Quickfingers Luc for this because, I just had this horrible idea. I was thinking in my head, I'm like, wouldn't that be funny if I just like threw my entire portfolio back in on this? I was like, I'm going for that 194. All right, I'm gonna publish this video, and yeah, I don't know what's about to happen next, but like I have been given a gift. Like I'm just grateful to like have my portfolio back. It was down a whole lot. Like it was down like that much. That says 48% of like 2/3. It was down a lot. Like I couldn't even look at it. I was just like, this is bad. So, anyways, yep, got to watch out for these crap coins. That's so crazy. Like I was just looking at this coin too. I think that's what's crazy was I was like, this just happened. Like this just like shot up. I mean, it's crazy. Like, oh my gosh. And it's if it just like goes up even further, I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh. I don't care. Let it go. I am all about like taking safe trades all over again. I'm really happy with these trades that I'm taking. I guess we could look at a couple other ones. Yeah, this is CRV. Love this coin. Love this coin. I'm doing bot trading, and yeah, it's buying above the base, but I can't get enough of this algorithm. Like I love this algorithm, and when you have like multiple coins, did we take a look at? Yeah, I think we took a look at this. This didn't come down and hit my 55, but I'm completely fine with that. This coin is like this. This has been a great coin. What else do we have? We've got this one. I think I've got I've got another layer down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Trying to sell up here, and then this coin. These are all crap coins. I don't know what the deal is with these crap coins. This one was buying way up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is like 55%. You'd think that I'd like learn my lesson and like not buy above the base. But I'm probably going to in the future like spend some time like actually doing that. Oh, it feels so good to like have my portfolio back. You can just tell I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm gonna take a moment and just like this just happened, so I think I need to like go and just like meditate or just like I think I'm gonna like go and buy something, like withdraw some of that money and like spend a little bit of it because I was just like, well, you go buy now. So I'm excited. I've got some new videos that I am pretty lit about making, and yeah, we're gonna be crushing the scale thing. Like this little scale thing is the truth in terms of like bot trading and all that. I don't think it really necessarily applies, but like. The panic alerts, like that stuff is real. Like panic alerts, that stuff is the truth. So that's going to be like my future videos I'm going to be focusing on. especially while we're like in this downtrend. Hopefully your money isn't tied up like mine was. I'm so sorry if it is. That's just so stressful. So, all right, I'm gonna close this video off. Where are we at? 23 minutes. That's not bad. Something else. Something else. Something else. I'm looking forward. I've also been studying a lot about social media and creating content, and I'd really love to kind of create a couple of videos that are a little bit more targeted and direct. I think that's what I might do. I'm just still leaning towards keeping things like unlisted, and so I'm not really sure. Like, I don't really like ask for feedback. I've like turned the comments off. I'm just like not into cryptocurrency as like a, like it's fun, but I'm not really trying to like blow it up or like make a name for myself. I just kind of have like a couple of homies, and I love the idea of like some random person finding me and being like, "Oh my God, I want to be your homie too," like, like straight out. Like that's really all I'm doing this for. But like, I would like to kind of just make a couple of videos just so that you don't do what I just did. Like take 2/3 of your account and put it in on one trade. Like, no, don't do that. Like diversify them. Like keep them in like 8 trades, like 8 separate coins, and like trade deep and like start small and you know. So I might make some videos on that. I'm just not sure like what's going to be the most helpful. So I don't know. Maybe I'll ask. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I'm definitely like I want to make these like really tight knit videos that somebody can go and just watch really quickly. And so I just would like some input, I guess, is really what I'm trying to say. But all right, I'm gonna shut this video off and hope you're doing well. Hope your trades aren't looking like mine were. So all right, peace.